My Hero Academia is filled with some of the most powerful and unique heroes in fiction. Fans would be remiss to overlook some of these incredible villains that populate the world of My Hero. Villains like Tomura Shigaraki have been terrorizing the young heroes of My Hero Academia since the early beginnings of the series. Hey guys, what's up? This is Kyle from Various Studios TV, and today we will be looking at 10 facts that you should know about Tomura Shigaraki. So without further ado, let's begin. Number 1. He is related to a one-for-all user. Though this fact is a secret known only to a few people, including All Might and All For One, Shigaraki Tomura was originally born Tenko Shimura. Fans may recall that Shimura was also the surname of the hero Nana Shimura, who would eventually pass on One For All to the young Toshinori Yagi. In fact, All For One specifically chose the young Tenko Shimura to take up his cause because he knew how much it would hurt All Might to be forced to fight the family of the woman who gave him everything. Number 2. He's a victim of abuse. The reason that Shigaraki's true identity is a secret to many is because of the fact that after Nana Shimura gave birth to Tenko's father, she would give him up in order to spare him the repercussions of being a hero's child. His father would then grow up with a deep disdain for heroes, viewing them as people who would abandon their own families in order to save complete strangers. This rage is something that Tenko's father would never let go of, and after becoming a father, he would then begin to take it out on his own family, mainly Tenko. Number 3. He killed his entire family. After years and years of abuse at the hands of his father, while the rest of his family stood by and did nothing, the young Tenko would eventually have his revenge. After his quirk manifested, Tenko, along with the rest of his family, were completely unprepared to deal with the power of the young boy. Unable to control his ability or really even comprehend what was happening, it would have been too late. Tenko would go on to kill his entire family, his father, his mother, and maternal grandparents. And let's not forget his sister. They would all fall to the young boy's power. Number 4. Tenko Shimura is no more. After the young Tenko had completely destroyed his family, he was left devastated in the wake of the tragedy he didn't mean to commit. Fortunately for him, and unfortunately for the rest of the world, this is where All For One would find the young boy and take him under his wing. Had any heroes been available to lend a hand to the traumatized child, things might have turned out completely different for the young boy. However, it was All For One that found him and gave him somewhere to live and gave him a brand new name as well, Tomura Shigaraki. Number 5. Keeping his family close at hand. Though his family was completely destroyed, Tomura had destroyed every bit of their bodies except for their hands. All For One would then use these hands to decorate the young boy with the sins of his past. Though he had destroyed most of his father, there was one left hand left behind, which Tomura would use to cover his face. The rest of his family, along with 2 unnamed hands, would decorate the rest of his body. Tomura had expressed that while wearing the hands, he would feel both disgusted with himself, but it would also keep him calm. Number 6. Japan's Most Wanted. The world of My Hero Academia is heavily populated by villains. When nearly everyone in the world has a quirk, it's almost impossible to avoid a few villains here and there. While All For One was previously the most wanted criminal in Japan, and possibly the world, after his capture, his protege, Shigaraki, became the #1 villain in Japan. There is an abundance of street-level baddies to hold up shop and steal purses and other such things, but Shigaraki isn't like one of them. His mission is to violently attack the institutions that the heroes are meant to stand up for. Number 7. His quirk, Decay. With his quirk, Decay, Shigaraki is able to disintegrate anything he touches with all 5 fingers of his hand. This is the power that would rob Shigaraki of his family and any possible future he might have had with them. While his quirk is incredibly powerful and devastating to anyone who comes into close contact with Shigaraki, it must make his life very complicated at the least, as there is no off switch when it comes to his quirk. He's got to be very careful when holding anything, food, plates, even his phone, anything else Shigaraki may need to handle are all at risk. Number 8. Enhanced durability and strength. Though Shigaraki's quirk has the ability to disintegrate anything he touches, he's also got some pretty impressive stats when it comes to his strength and his durability. For instance, when the League of Villain kidnapped Bakugo, the student unleashes a violent explosion onto the face of Shigaraki, something Shigaraki barely even felt at the time. Even as he holds Deku captive with a single hand at his throat, Deku seems unable to break free of his grip. And yes, he was likely trying to avoid activating Shigaraki's quirk, but even then, with One for All, he certainly could have made a break for it. Number 9. Awakening his quirk. Though there are some very specific conditions that needs to be met in order for Shigaraki's quirk to be activated, that all changes for Shigaraki later down the road. While fighting Destro, the leader of the Meta Liberation Army, Shigaraki loses 3 of his fingers, which should have made it impossible for him to use his quirk with that hand. However, Shigaraki manages to awaken his quirk and uses it even though he only has 2 fingers remaining. There should have been a significant reduction in speed at the time based on how his quirk works. But instead, his quirk seems to have come alive, even more deadlier than before. And number 10. His base character is from Horikoshi's first one-shot. Through the mangaka, Kohei Horikoshi can be seen often pulling inspiration from all over pop culture, from American comics to manga, film, and anime. For Shigaraki, Horikoshi pulled from a much more personal place. So that was today's video, guys. Thank you guys so much for the support. If you like this video, go ahead and click that like, click that subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more updates. You can also share this with your friends and join me on Twitter and Instagram for more. Thank you guys again so much. Peace out.